All right, guys, mistakes to avoid, how we're going to maximize value here. And I can say this from my heart. In the vast majority of premises cases that I handled as a defense attorney, I saw these mistakes. The vast majority of these cases, I saw many of these mistakes. So this part of the talk very much is heartfelt, okay? Because I really I want you to, when you leave this talk, I want you to see and avoid these mistakes, okay? All right, mistake number one. This is the biggest mistake I saw. It was the most costly mistake I saw, and it was the most popular mistake I saw, which is mistake number one is plaintiff's attorneys kind of handling these cases on the cheap. They don't really know how they're going to turn out, so they don't want to put a lot of effort into them. They don't want to put a lot of money into them, and they basically just let these cases roll without really taking any depositions, without really doing any serious written discovery, and they just kind of get some medical. When the insurance company doesn't pay, they get some medical, they file the case, they maybe send a little bit of written discovery, but when the answers are crap, they don't compel it. They don't ask for the right things. They just don't know if the case is going to turn out. So they don't want to put a lot of money into it. They don't want to put a lot of effort into it. Not doing discovery and under litigating these cases, by far the biggest mistake that I profited from as a defense attorney, just underworking it, or dare I say, not working it at all. If you're going to take a premises liability case, you want to believe in it enough where you're going to work it. Okay. And obviously I understand that temptation of, well, we'll just sign it up, send some letters and see what happens. But it really can be the death knell if you face someone that really knows what they're doing. Okay. Or that's just not interested in paying the claim. So as we avoid the mistake of underworking it up, under litigating it, we're going to take the depositions that we need. And the first and most important deposition that we're going to take as litigators of the premises liability is we're going to take the incident witness depositions. These are people that, in fact, witnessed the fall, saw the hazard, and they were there. These are your people that were there. Okay. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is, and this one is an obvious one, you get the details of the fall. Okay, this is your incident witness. Of course, you're going to get the details of the fall. So that's the basic. Now, here's the better practitioner tip. You get the details of the fall, but don't forget the details of the hazard. You've got to get the details of the fall, and then you've got to get the details of the hazard. You've got to get the details of the danger. You got to get the details of what it was specifically that caused the fall in the same way you have to get it in the initial call. So everybody asks about the details of the fall. I saw people forget to ask about the specifics of the hazard. Once you're at the level where you get the details of the hazard, don't forget about, then you get to that second problem that we have in these cases, which is don't forget to ask about what made it difficult to see, perceive, or avoid. So we got the details of the fall, the details of the hazard, and now for the advanced practitioner, we're going to get into why the hazard was difficult to see or perceive in anticipation of that open and obvious motion, in anticipation of that comparative negligence defense. So then we're getting into really what people that know what they're doing in terms of the practice do, which is they get from those incident witnesses, what they get them to say what was difficult to see, perceive, or avoid about the hazard.